Who is Elyle?
Helped us comprehend the universe. And I think I found a couple of good answers. Spend a year looking back at the past, and for a year I was my oh my, no this can't be real.
Elyle is an artist born from Houston who moved around the United States a lot in his early childhood, eventually landing in Portland, Texas, where I met him. He stood out to me since the second he introduced himself.
Got your lens guard right here. Guarding the lens. Guarding the lens.
So the question is, why is this man worth investing time and thought into? What makes Elyle different? Well, that's why I interviewed him.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting. Oh my gosh, wow. This is amazing. When I sit down, right? I don't really like acting out things like that. You know what? I'll give it like a real shot. Yo, this is fucking nice, bro. Damn. No, that's not me. Hold on. I really enjoy this. You've done a great job. Thank you.
All right, welcome.
Oh shit, I can't put the. I'm
Our
trying to put the
special guest here is
fucking-
Elyle. I've been waiting for like months to do this shit, so today's finally the day. Present yourself. What is your name?
My name is Elyle, but I mean that's not my legal name. I mean, but it was supposed to be because I paid for it to change my name. But when I saved the money, I spent like 2 weeks trying to put in the application. It cost like $300. And then when I put in the application, they said, "Oh, by the way, you need $250 more." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm just not gonna do this." Then. So it's still I still have my legal name, but that's not what I go by because I don't want to.
Okay. What does Elyle mean to you?
Everyone loves you, love everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
When I met you, your name was Kendall.
Yeah, it was, which isn't a bad name. I mean, it's honestly, I feel like I made it that a good name. Like, I don't want to be cocky, but like, I feel like Kendall was a pretty memorable guy. Like, I feel like, despite all the odd things that occurred, that there was some. He was a guy worth hearing a story about.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to be
I
looking
still
you
call
in?
you Kendall.
Am I supposed to look you in the eye or look the camera?
I guess the camera. Like,
that feels awkward though.
yeah, try to look at the audience. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous, but
I'm nervous too. I've never done this before, so I have no idea how to make it like.
just be yourself.
Yeah,
Or just
there's
try
like-
your hardest to be
there's
yourself
an
with all these
extent-
fucking lights and cameras.
Yeah, there's an extent to which you can be yourself.
Yeah.
Without fucking like
Without-
annoying.
yeah,
Without,
like-
so without being too like trying too hard.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to try too hard, but I'm also trying
to make it
hard not to
authentic.
try too hard.
Okay. First question.
Mm-hmm.
What age did you pick up the tools and make art?
Well, I remember. Oh, that's a good question. I was like, maybe like, I don't know. I was always into art. Like I remember me and my little brothers. We went through this like phase where we would just rehearse songs and then we would sing them like Alvin and the Chipmunks. We would purposely do our voices high pitch and just sing songs together. And I was always like, no, you got to hit it like this. Like I would always tell them what they were supposed to do to make it work.
How old are you?
I don't know. I was like 9 or something. And then I was always like, I drew comics and stuff. You know, I honestly, if I'll be honest, I'll say early on in like my artistic exploration, I don't feel like I really had my own identity. I feel like I was kind of borrowing too much from, you know, the things around me. So I'm not necessarily like, I don't consider that time period like a creative time. Because it feels more like I was recreating some of the things that I saw. Like I didn't have the ability to really piece together my own ideas at that point. I didn't start piecing together my own ideas until I was like 15. And I was like when I isolated myself and, you know, really tried to learn how to play the piano. Because I don't know, something like, you know, you grow up with all these kids that want to be like, you know, these other artists and you're like, all right, that's cool. But like, who are you? Right. And you want to see them like, there's like an aspect to making art that's kind of like, you want to sound as official and professional as the artist that came before you, but you also want to say or do something that's just you. that can't come from anywhere, that nobody has ever seen before, that nobody can go, oh, I know where you got that from. And that's something that I hate a lot. Whenever I do something and someone comes up to me and says, oh, you're just doing this, oh, you're just this artist, I know exactly who inspired you.
Oh, they're comparing you.
Yeah, it's like no, at some point you're supposed to want to create in the context of not having any influence. You're supposed to want to be a caveman, discovering fire. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to
That's what makes you individualistic.
explore existence on your own. Like you're supposed to start exploring it without a comprehension or a context to explore it in. Like you have one day as an artist, it just needs to be a new thing to you all of a sudden that you figure out. Sorry.
What age did you meet me? How old were you?
I think I was 18. I was 18 or 19.
Were you a senior when you met me?
I was a senior, yeah.
I was a freshman.
You were a freshman.
It was like the first 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, we did meet.
Yeah.
We met. You said I met you, or you tell the story.
It was in a video class, like a camera videoing class, right? With Mr. Rain.
Yeah, Mr. Rains, right?
He comes in out of nowhere. He's got all this energy on him. And he just comes up to me in the class. He's like, bro, check out all this shit that I have. And he pulls up GarageBand on his phone and he gives me like the earbud and I'm just like, yeah, man, like, yeah. But then I met you, like, you gave me your Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I guess that's how it all happened.
Damn, that probably sounds annoying, the glass clicking against the microphone.
I hate that it's glass too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying to pay attention to everything, but I'm also trying to be comfortable at the same time. So
You're good.
I'm stuck in between the two soft places.
Were you always the way you are?
Define, what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know, because like if I were to go up to anybody that knows you, and if I were to ask them to describe you, I don't think they could. That's why I did ask, like, why are you the way you, like, were you always the way you were? Like, I don't know, like, if I were to compare you to anybody else, I couldn't. I started
an attention seeker. I started out wanting to be, and that's not true. I don't know. It's like it's weird. I didn't go into class and try to be the funny kid. I didn't go into class and I got a lot of attention just for being smart. Like, I got all A's. I knew questions. I knew the answers to questions before they were asked. I would go up to the teacher and tell them that they were wrong about something and prove myself right. So a lot of the attention I got early on, it was people being proud of me, and it was people kind of like saying, you're a bright kid. You really have your head on your shoulders. And so I think what really kind of drives my behavior, I'll say it to this day, I still feel like I have this urge to kind of make people proud of me. And they don't even need to know me. Like, I just like the idea that a person with their own, view of life can look at me and say, well, you know what, at least he's, I appreciate, how hard he's trying. And I appreciate, I'm proud of the fact that he still continues to do what he wants, what he's trying to do with his life, despite how hard it is and how hard it's been, and how much that's taken place. I guess I don't know. That was a weird way to answer that question.
That was a good answer. We're like flying through these questions, but
yeah.
If you have a goal, what is your goal with your art?
Really, I don't necessarily have a long-term, like, I don't have a goal that I just have. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a goal that I just have forever. It's more so like, I just know I like doing it. Like, I like creating. It's just fascinating. Like, there's something really cool about, it's just really cool. I can't explain it, but it's like, there's something so awesome about this idea that, like, all right, we have things that are physically around us, but we have ideas that just come from like this incomprehensible thing, this location, or whatever you want to call it, and it's like, it's really cool to physically produce something that was just an idea in your head. It is really cool to be able to take what was just an idea and make that a thing you can physically hold. Yeah, I was trying to avoid saying the word manifest. I associate that with like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How old are you right now?
I'm 22.
Okay, so you were up in Houston, right?
Yeah, like before I got here. Right before I got here, I was in Houston.
By the way, he's my roommate.
Yeah.
Shit. I know you don't like to categorize
Yeah.
anything or like put things in a box, but like your music is very different from a lot of other people's shit. And what I like about you a lot is it doesn't matter if you have all these amazing tools like, you know, like the mic and the computer and all that. You don't care. Like even with your phone, you still made the beat. And I like that with the tools that you had, you still made that shit that you wanted. And I think that's pretty genius.
Thank you. That's like a really big focal point for me because it's like, I gotta stop saying like, I,
Like.
I really, that just it goes back to that idea of like having pride in something being entirely a product of you. Um, I don't know what to say there. I'm blanking. I'm not blanking, but no, I'm blanking. I'm something stuck right here. There's like a gear not moving.
Is there anything, God, because my goal with this interview is to get all the viewers, anybody who does know you and doesn't know you, to fully understand who you are.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you were to tell anybody to get them to have a better understanding of you, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, that there's no ultimate understanding. Like, there's no like any idea you have of me. I'm not always gonna be that idea. Like I'm not always gonna be, smart. I'm not always gonna be intelligent. I'm not always gonna know what to do. It's just one of those things where it's like I can tell you that perpetually, always, I'm always trying to do what I think is the right thing to do. When I think there is a right thing to do. I don't think there always is a right or wrong. I think it's like a contextual thing. So I would say there isn't really like there isn't like a non-context image of me that anybody can hold in their head forever and be prepared to have a conversation with me from that point on. Other than that, I'm just, I feel like there's only something to do when there's something to do. And so you can only really identify yourself in comparison to like a task. Like you can't just have like an identity without something to identify yourself against. So I would say I'm a fun guy. I'm always trying to get laid, but I'm fucking scared of trying to, and I am. Or I'm scared of initiating it. That's what I'm scared of. Let's
You
just go
shouldn't
into
be.
this.
You shouldn't be.
I know I shouldn't be, but I am because it's like you know how it is. Like all it takes is like a couple of mistakes, bro. All it takes is a couple of mistakes, and that's a perpetual image. Like that's like oh no, he's that now. Like he's a weirdo. Oh no, he's a fucking loser. Like, and I don't care about being a loser. I care about I don't know how to say this. I really do like care about women and girls and stuff like that. I just don't like. I believe in like the whole you got to protect everybody ordeal, but also like I just don't want to like. God, I shouldn't have opened this bottle. I can't finish this one. I don't know what's happening here. Um, I want to get to a point where everybody can not fucking hate me, no matter what I say. Cause I want everyone to understand that, no matter what, like that's another perpetual thing. No matter what, I'm not ever just trying to fucking like treat anybody wrong, or I'm never trying to misunderstand someone, or I'm never trying to just fucking argue. Like I hate arguing. I genuinely hate
I
arguing.
actually love arguing.
It's fun when it's playful, but when it comes to like genuine stuff,
When
like,
emotion comes into
yeah,
play,
like it's like, nah,
like-
bro, this is stupid. I don't want to be part of this. So like I would really like to get to a point where I could do and say anything and people could understand that I was never trying to do something wrong. And could just like let me know honestly if they feel like I fucked up.
Yeah,
Because I'll always
that's the thing you should
listen.
do.
Yeah, I'll always listen. Like I'll always listen. But at the end of the day, I have to deal with the consequences of my own actions. And so it's always, I've had it happen a lot where a lot of people assume that I don't care, like I don't listen to them just because I don't do the things they tell me I should. And it's like, no, I heard you out. But, it's me who has to live with the decisions that I make. So, like, I can't just try everything that everybody else thinks and then sit there and deal with it at the end of the day. Like when I'm saying, hey, where did I go wrong? What messed up? Everyone just says it's my fault for not knowing whose answer to trust. So there's a bit of a detachment from everybody else that I just have to keep and just have to keep for me because that's the only thing that protects me. If ever I find myself in the context where I'm just a fucking bad guy because I followed somebody's advice. The only thing that can protect me is like, hey, I wasn't trying to get here. Like this right here, this was the last thing on my mind. I did not want this. Like I wanted everybody to be happy with whatever happened. I wanted everybody to be comfortable with like how things went down. I wanted everyone to be comfortable with it. And if they weren't, I didn't mean for that. I didn't want that. I wasn't trying to go for that. So yeah, really, I just want to get to a point where I could literally do anything I want and people could trust that I'm never trying to do anything wrong. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting that for now.
So we made a video together, a music video.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that. There's another question I have later on, but for this one, with that video, he posted this song on SoundCloud called Gritter. Right when you posted it, I got the notification, and I clicked on it. I listened to it. I deadass jumped up, and told my friend, "Dude, we need to shoot. We need to shoot to this right now." So, actually, no. We were supposed to shoot for another song, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, we had 2 songs. So we were gonna shoot for that song, and then I was gonna shoot a project. I was gonna shoot for one of the projects that I produced, and we just never got to it. Like I think a lot happened. I mean, a lot was going on.
Shit went down at that moment.
Yeah.
But a lot of shit. Yeah, some bad shit went down. Yeah. But we recorded.
I mean, it was a fun video to make for sure.
Yeah, you gave me all the what is it called? The
creative controller. Yeah. So the deal was he would have. I didn't really like the song. I didn't like the song. I made it. The song. I made it during a time where like. So I don't know what it was. I was like going after this girl. Like I should not have said it like that. Describe
it.
I was So I knew this girl for years. I don't want to fucking say all that. Pretty much, I just felt like I was defeated. Like I felt defeated for a moment, and I really hate it whenever I like write projects that kind of like captured these perpetual feelings of defeat. Like if I'm ever going to talk about those kind of emotions, I always want to do it from the point of view of trying to beat them, not just letting them, destroy me. And I feel like that was one of those songs where I wasn't trying to beat it anymore. Granted, that song is really just about like me trying to explain myself. Ew, I hate that. Because if you listen to that song, it literally sounds like what I just described. Like I was trying to do something with a girl, but I fucked up, and now I'm just trying to explain myself so I don't get in trouble. Like that's what that song like. That's a bad feeling. I hate that feeling, bro. I fucking hate that feeling.
And all of the videos, like, because I love all the dark stuff, so it wasn't his decision at all, like to put the dead girl in there.
Oh yeah,
no, and have the noose over his neck. Like that was all me, by the way.
I am so.
I know how much you hate like in songs talking about defeat and stuff. So I just want to clarify, like. That was all me.
Yeah. I mean, I watched that video the other day. It's honestly a lot better than I remember it being. Like, I'm actually, like, flattered by it nowadays. Like putting everything in the context, like, I don't know. I'm still, like, to this day, I'm way too concerned about my image. So, like, I'm trying to get to that point where I don't care what anyone thinks, and that means constantly doing the stupid thing, which I'm trying to grow out of. Like, you ever been caught in, like, that state where you're so desperate to prove that you don't care what anyone thinks, that you're trying to do, like, you're trying to do the opposite. You keep talking
about it, how much you don't care.
Like your actions are just the antithesis of caring what everyone thinks, but it's still obviously caring.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to, I think a year ago, not a year ago, I think I've always kind of been in between it, like, being able to care and not care what other people think. Yeah. Like being able to like be considerate for others, but also to maintain, my own, body. Like this is like my space. Like this, my body at least is my space. Like I can do what I want with that. So it's when it comes to that video,
it was made a long time ago.
Yeah, it was made a long time ago. I deleted everying else. Everything else was deleted.
I don't like that. I like to keep everything up so everybody knows like. So like what mindset I was at that time.
My biggest regret, I had this YouTube channel. It was the first YouTube channel I ever made. And it was just me uploading like vlogs and music and stuff. And there's this one video on it where I saved the rabbit that like my cousin like ran over with the lawnmower or something like that. And then it died. And I was really devastated and I was really pissed off. And so I deleted the channel. Like, I uploaded the video and I just kept thinking about it. And I was like, oh, I couldn't even save it. And so I fucking deleted the channel and like fucking like just tried to forget about it. And so I started up at a couple of new channels, and those channels, those were like Leonard Diamond and Gringo Hennessy. That's where all those names come from. Is like during that time, I think I was kind of like in the stage of like admitted defeat. We're almost like I admitted that I was defeated, but I was like trying to show pride in it, like, or trying to like show acceptance of it. I don't know how to say it, but it was like I admitted that, life had kind of just gotten the better of me, and that, I wasn't who I wanted to be. And I tried to find a way to kind of mock life for doing this to me, to kind of say, well, fuck it, if that's how it is, and I don't care anymore. Like, you can't tell me to care about something that's not fair. And so a lot of those projects are me just fucking around. A lot of those projects are me like, some of it is me saying shit to be absurd. But a lot of it, like, there's a project called, I don't want to say these words, Kill the President, where it's about, it's a passive story. It's about a guy being cut off from his opportunities by everybody that he knows, because everyone thinks he's too cocky. So it's about a guy who's like, everyone thinks he's a pompous asshole who thinks he's better than everybody, so they cut him off of his opportunities and turn him into a mess. And I really enjoy that project to this day. Like, I like the project. Like, from a storytelling point of view, I really enjoy the project. But from like a influence kind of, I don't want to be a bad influence on anything. I don't want to find out that, somebody's out there doing stupid and reckless things because they thought it was cool when I did stupid and reckless things. I hate that idea. That terrifies me. Like, I don't want anybody to, if anybody's going to say that I inspired them in any way, I want to see them successful. I don't want to see them a fucking mess, bro. If anyone's going to say I inspired them, I want to see them in a good place in life, because I want my inspirations to, like, I want whatever inspiration I give anybody else, I want that to lead them somewhere good. Like, I don't want somebody like, dude, is my biggest fear for like a homeless guy to come up to me and be like, bro, you're my biggest, I love you so much, you're like the only one I listen to. That scares me so much, because like, that's like, well, fuck, what am I doing to people? What about me creates this kind of person?
How was it being homeless?
It was not fun. I guess it was kind of fun. I would consider it like a walk, right? Like, I started a long walk where, like,
how did it start, like, in the first place?
I just needed to leave. I just needed to leave where I was, and so I left. I walked around a bit, and then life started. Like, things started happening. I had like new opportunities. I was learning new stuff. You know how eyeballs work? I already went through this with you. Like, how eyeballs work. Like, it's two different images combined together to make one more understood, stable image.
Yeah.
I feel like during this time period, I went around and just started conversations with so many people, had so many interactions with so many people, that I kind of recognized this, like, every single person is like one eyeball, and we all kind of combine our perception. We all kind of combine what we're seeing and what we're thinking to create this bigger image that we're sharing between ourselves. And it was like going around and talking to more heads kind of let me like piece together more of the image. And I feel like me doing that has really increased my ability to communicate, and to achieve my goals without, screwing other people over. I think it's really given me the ability to accomplish my goals while also helping others accomplish their goals.
So being homeless was kind of shitty, but you did learn a lot from it, right?
I did some fun things. I joined the gym while I was homeless. I needed to take showers, so I joined the gym, went in there, worked out every morning, then I took a shower. I worked out every morning, then I took a shower. I had a good job. I had like 3 jobs during my homelessness. One, well, I don't want to talk about all that, because that's like, next question.
Okay.
Let me take a sip, because I feel like everything I do is weird.
I know you're not a hateful person, of course. But how do you feel about hate? Like, would you ever use it? Ever? I don't know. What's your opinion on hate?
What do you mean by hate?
I don't know. Hate, negativity, hate. Is there anything you have to say about hate?
It's I can only think of one context in which it's a healthy feeling. I would really hope no one carries hate with them, because that's like a bad. I think hate is like not cool. I don't know what to say about that. I don't really like thinking about that. There's only one. I don't want to say that because I don't really hate anybody. You know, I think I just hate some of the things that people did. Like, I don't hate people like forever, but it's like some things that are just like, bro, like I don't necessarily hate anybody. I think the closest I've ever gotten to hating someone is just being like, you know, disappointed and just like devastated. Like, bro, why would you have done that? And it wasn't a hate, but it was like a violation of love. Not a violation of love. It was like a violation of trust that just kind of made me, you know, not want the best for that guy for quite some time. So I mean, I'm describing hate with pretty words. I'm describing hate, but I just don't want to hate anybody. I don't want to hate anybody, and I don't want to be okay with the idea of hate in general. Not that I'm like not being realistic. I know that it's like a feeling that someone's bound to feel at some point, but I don't think that, you know, I don't think we should celebrate it just because it's bound to happen.
Elyle.
Yes, sir. William.
You
Willie.
have talked with me about a lot of theories. What is one of your favorites?
I don't necessarily have a favorite. There's some really important ones, like charm theory. I think that there's like you ever seen like monks that do the whole balancing thing with like a snake or something?
Yeah,
and it's
I've seen
like
that in Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, exactly. If they do it wrong, the snake will like attack them or something. I think there's like that communicates this weird concept that actually kind of makes sense with life. That like there's like a way you can be kind of in tune with things. Not in tune, I don't know how to say it, but it's balance, obviously. But it's like there's a way you can kind of contain yourself within the flow or whatever, right? Like there's no way of saying it without sounding like a complete douche, but there's like a way you can contain like yourself within the flow of things so that life, you know,
so the universe works in your benefit.
Yeah, not that it works in your benefit, but that it's like you have to kind of keep your balance or else life will start to fall apart where you are. And so we all kind of have this responsibility to kind of find our own balance so that we can keep life overall balanced for everybody. Sorry. Can the camera see me like this?
No.
No? I'm so, like, that sucks.
No, it's okay. I think it establishes like your character a lot.
Yeah.
Because you just got up. All right. So there was one experience when we were shooting the music video.
Yeah.
And you come back to the garage with me, my friend's garage.
Yeah.
We were sitting in there. We
Here
were
in
doing
my
whatever.
garage.
And you just get up and you're like, I see colors. And then you just start dancing and start singing. And that was the first time I've ever actually seen a glimpse of who you really are.
Yeah, but that was like that was like me freaking out. That was like early charm theory right there, because that was like, it was weird, bro. I really don't like my experiences with marijuana, because there would be times where like I kind of got it. Like I would sit there and I would know exactly what was going on and what to say. If something happened, I would know exactly what to do. And then there were times where I would just sit there and not know what was happening. And it would be like, bro, what if somebody came up to me and just started something right now? Like, what would I say? Like how could I even respond to anything right now? And I hated that feeling. I hated not being capable of responding to things. So whenever I got like that, I kind of would panic and just start doing whatever to make myself feel like I could respond however I wanted to. And it was always something crazy every single time. Which is why I really got big into like psychology and stuff like that, because I wanted to explain, I wanted to figure out whether or not I was crazy or if I was just like tripping. And so it's a little bit of both. I'm definitely like insane in some way. Like something's wrong, obviously, but I do a really good job of managing it. I don't know how long it's going to last. I shouldn't say this because it's not really the truth. I don't actually believe this, but for the purpose of accepting that it might be the truth, I'm willing to joke about it just so I can be prepared for it if it does turn out that I have like some sort of thing developing in my brain right now that I just will have to deal with one day. I really hope I don't. That like the idea terrifies me, but not admitting that it terrifies me more than it does. I kind of feel like I didn't answer a question there.
No, we've like all the questions that I have, we've already discussed them.
Yeah, we have.
But there is one. It's kind of stupid, but how do you feel about me? Because I know the focus is on me. It's on you.
Well, I like you. We had an argument earlier today for the first time. That was a
Yeah.
weird experience. That was a weird experience. Like, I didn't know how to respond to that, but we got through it. I mean, we made it. We made it work. I feel like you and I have a balance. I feel like you and I understand enough of what we're doing to kind of be like, yeah, no, that's the direction we need to go right now. Like we understand, like we have that same in contextual understanding of how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in order to achieve success, and we kind of just we're kind of like in a skill share kind of phase where we're kind of like we're like two eyeballs that have yet to really stabilize the image between us, but it's obvious that once it's stable, it's just gonna work. Like it's just gonna be like it's gonna be effective. So I think you're cool. I like you a lot. I think you're talented. I think I don't know. I don't know what I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, that was like the last question.
Yeah, because like me, it's like how do I say this? I care about everybody, but I also would prefer to disassociate myself from everybody at the same time, just so I like everybody. Like to the to a reasonable extent, like as far as we can like reasonably comprehend that phrase, I like everybody. But there does come a point where it's like, everybody could leave me the fuck alone though. Like there's like a little bit of a balance in between that, where it's like I really enjoy everybody's company, but then there's some times where it's like someone's company is like kind of invading who I feel like I am. And that's where I start to kind of like go, all right, you can stop right there. Like that's where you should stop. Like, hey, you should stop right there. That's kind of like I'm really like I don't know. I've gotten better at saying that. I've gotten better at being able to go, hey, no, that's like a boundary for me. But back then I was not able to do that. Back then I used to freak out. Like back then I would hope that just by like with nonverbal cues that people would get things. And when people didn't, bro, I would kind of like blow up a little bit, because it would be like, what the fuck? How did you not sense this? Like, what was I not doing? Like when it comes to charm theory, like I don't know. You can really tell when someone likes what you're doing or not. Like, except for women.
Women are very.
Yeah, it's so confusing, bro. I'm so.
Andrew Tate.
Who is Andrew Tate?
Andrew
What did he do? What did he do?
He's.
Okay, yeah, let's not talk about. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I really feel like I understand girls, but then I get into a relationship with one, and I just like I'm so lost the entire time. And it's like, like Jesus Christ, this is like, what am I supposed to do here? I feel like no matter what I do here, I'm the bad guy. And not only am I the bad guy, I'm a piece of shit. Like it gets to a point where it's like, well, crap, like the only thing that could work is something that I'm just not capable of. Like the only decision that I could make is something that I just don't have the ability to actually pull off. And so I hate being in relationships where it's like, if you don't do the right thing, it's over. Because it's like, well, Jesus Christ, do you like me, or do you like how good I am at doing things? And I don't know. Like right now I believe that you get to create your reality. I believe that you have the right to attempt to create a reality for yourself, and you have the right to invite others to be a part of this reality. But I don't believe in the idea of imposing your reality onto others so much that it disrupts what they wanted for themselves. And so when it comes to like trying to be with women, I'm always afraid that if I get too much of what I want, that I've kind of ignored what they wanted. That if there's a difference between. Yeah, like I want to be able to enjoy myself and be comfortable, but I also want to make sure that, whoever I'm with is as comfortable as I am, if not more. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of hard to find that balance between, being honest and being able to get, what I want out of my interactions while also not being too pushy and not, pretty much not forcing it on people. I really hate the idea that, how many times you read those stories about girls that did things because they just felt pressured to do it. I'm so fucking terrified of that. Like, I don't like that. Like, it's like, dude, like, I would rather you fucking punch me in the face than I would you let me do something that you didn't want me to do. Because I can live with you fucking being mad at me for a second, but I can't live with you saying that I did something you didn't want. Like, I can't live with that. Like, you can fucking punch me in the face for all I care. Don't stab me. Don't kill me. But, like, like, if I'm not paying attention, just fucking punch me. Like, I don't mind it. Like I might be mad a little bit. I might be confused. But at the end of the day, I would rather get punched in the face than I would hurt somebody like that.
Do you have any plans with, like, right now? Do you have anything that you want to create?
Right now, my biggest focus is kind of like organizing my presentation along with everyone else's. Not to like to overstep my boundaries, obviously, but I really feel like we've got like a talented group of people here that like have like a really decent understanding of how I feel like everyone here has already gotten past a stage where they're trying to like figure themselves out as artists, and we've gotten to the point where we can start kind of really organizing and presenting our work to the world. So I really want to focus on, I just made Endwalk. And I made that, and I was so sloppy with it. I really enjoyed the project, but I released it like the day I finished it.
Bro, what I love about you is like the first day you came here, you came in the room with me, and while I was editing and shit, or no, we weren't. No, I kind of helped you a little bit, but you went on the software that I used to make music, FL Studio, and you just learned. That's what I love about you, because a lot of other people, like, they come over and they just rely on me to do this shit for them. But you're just like, oh yeah, what's this? I respect that a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really glad you like that. That really makes me happy.
Religion.
Religion, what about it?
What do you believe?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that existence itself is incomprehensible, and that because it's incomprehensible, that it's entirely a good thing. Like, the fact that we can't comprehend existence is a gift, because it means that we don't need to be working at 100% in order for life to keep going. It means that we don't have to have everything together. We don't need to be all knowing in order for things to still be going. In order for, like, we can get sick and the existence will still continue on. I really appreciate the fact that no one person can really just understand it all, because I feel like if one person could, they would probably fuck it up. Like if existence could fit inside of human comprehension, humans would fuck it up in one way or another. And I'm not saying that they would do it intentionally and that we're just like fucking up everything.
But we're just humans.
A mistake would be made. Like, existence itself would be in jeopardy if we could genuinely comprehend it. So I think it's really fascinating that we have this relationship with life that is kind of like we exist inside of and outside of life at the same time, because we're not constantly thinking about the fact that we're alive.
It's
it's
both. What is it?
It's like non-concept. It's in existence. Like, I think it's really cool that we as people, like we as a species, don't have to think about the fact that we're alive the entire time. And I shouldn't have said the word species, because that's that adds like that makes like it's like I don't necessarily subscribe to like evolution and stuff like that. I think it makes sense 100%. I understand the logic behind it whatsoever, all of that and stuff, but what I don't like is how it seems to be used. Like, it's used as the sort of implication to justify predation, to justify predatory behavior, as if it's just the way things are supposed to go because they've gone that way before. And I don't believe that shit whatsoever. You cannot fucking look at what happened in the past and use that to justify doing wrong today. Like, I don't believe in that whatsoever. But the idea of evolution, I think it's really cool, because we get the opportunity to really what's cool about evolution is not the implications about us being animals or whatnot. It's the implication that somehow existence gives us the opportunity to adapt as it changes. It doesn't just forget about us. It doesn't say, oh, you guys are fucked, I'm bored of this, and moves on. It gives us the chance to change with it. And I think that's really awesome. Oh my gosh.
What made you like the piano so much? Out of all instruments.
No idea. I remember I joined percussion like I think 6th grade. And they gave us a marimba, and that's just a piano, but you play it with mallets, and so you can only ever really hit. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to play the piano. So I really learned a lot of my basic understanding from percussion because they taught me how to play the marimba, and it's the same exact setup.
And you're self-taught and everything, right?
Beyond the basics that I learned off of learning how to play the marimba, yeah, everything else is like I was just like, well, self-taught. More so, like I had the philosophy as a kid because I remember arguing with my parents about it. Which God bless them. I mean, I don't, I'm not religious, but God bless them, obviously. I would tell them, all these guys that you look at and you say they're the official, musicians, like your Beethovens, your Mozarts, really, these guys just developed that stuff. They just did what they wanted to do. They just kind of went in there and they started doing what sounded good to them. And that's how they developed their sounds. And, to this day, people are still capable of developing new sounds. So I really wanted to try and see if I could develop, a style that I could genuinely say was actually my own product.
I do have one question. If it wasn't for music, do you think you wouldn't have learned all of this? Do you think you would have been a different person with a different philosophy, with different opinions if it wasn't for music?
I've never thought about that. That's wow. I've never thought about that. Like if music wasn't a thing that existed,
Like if you didn't choose to do music at all.
I think I would have always chosen to do something creation wise. Like if not, I think I might have been an archaeologist. I might have been I think I have a really good time going around animals and like speaking of that, like the monk stuff. I think it's really cool what archaeologists do because they go up to animals that we don't fully understand and they just fucking decide
Yo, what is this?
like, hey, yeah, this is weird, and they just figure that shit, like they figure it out and they stay alive while they do it. Like they don't know what these things are, what they're capable of, and they just go out there and they freaking they grab them raw and they just go, huh. Like they just fucking they go at it and they just tell us how it all works. I like that. That's so cool. I think I would have had fun doing that. If not, philosophy was always going to be a thing. Like obviously, like I was always going to be in philosophy because I see it the same way. Like I see archaeologists. If that's the right word, I might be wrong about that. It might be zoologist I'm thinking of. I don't know which one it is, but um the way they go out there and they interact with these animals that nobody understands. There are people in America that still freak out when they see a roach, bro. And we know roaches. We understand roaches. We are familiar with roaches, but people can't go near them. Think about all the things that are out there that we've never even seen before. That zoologists or whatever, they're going out there and they're just like, oh, this is really interesting. Oh, hey, did you see that one? It's like I think the same thing is occurring with ideas. I think ideas are somewhat like unidentified animals that can have really pervasive effects on human psychology. I think it's extremely possible for there to exist a concept that because none of us are prepared to really respond to it, that could just mess up all of our behavior for a long time. And so I think it's important for people to go out there and try to find these concepts and to beat them and then find a way to communicate the solutions to those conflicts, en masse to society. Because I feel like I've had my own personal experiences, like especially within my peer groups of like, I remember when everyone started smoking marijuana. I remember like it changed like quickly, bro. We went from being a bunch of like straight edge kids to like within 3 months, everybody I knew had been smoking weed.
And then...
Yeah, it was weird. Like I watched everybody I know just go to that within like a 3-month period, and it all started one school year too. Like it was just nobody was fucking. I was hanging out with people during the summer, then all of a sudden everybody's just smoking weed every day. Everyone I know is just like, oh yeah, no, I did that the other day. And it's like, well, damn, what's going on? What changed all of a sudden? What altered everyone's behavior in such a similar way? So a lot of like me getting high, I think was like an opportunity for me to try to explore how it affected my brain. I mean, I have like a whole, like you've seen the papers. I have like a whole, whole, like damn near book of ideas about what I really think it does. And I think I call them high theories, right? We were talking about ideas that can really mess up people's behavior. Yeah. Whenever you get to that point when you're high on marijuana where you start to believe everything you think is happening, like everything you think, like every thought that pops into your head you think is occurring outside of you, I consider that high theory, and that was something that I wanted to beat desperately because there were times where I knew I was wrong, but I just couldn't accept it. Like I would get paranoid. No, I was completely tripping, but I just couldn't accept it. Like I couldn't fully accept that I was paranoid. I couldn't fully accept that I was wrong. And so I kept being afraid that one day I wouldn't have the consciousness that I have now, the self-awareness to really pull myself away from my own paranoid thoughts. Because my biggest fear is not being able to pull myself away from those paranoid thoughts and acting on them and doing something horrible because of it. So I really wanted to study and kind of gather this idea of what high theories were and how to escape them if they ever overwhelm you. And then that escalated into the bigger discussion about how ideas can really affect society as a whole. I think it's super important.
Like misinformation and stuff.
Not just misinformation, but it's like there's some things that you don't tell a kid, not because it's inappropriate, but because they're just not ready to think about certain things. There are just certain ideas that when you put them into a kid's head, they're going to affect that kid's behavior. They're going to change the way he acts.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there's some ideas that I think with groups, with large societies, that you just have to manage. Like you really have to slowly funnel it in. Like you can't just drop a bunch. Like there's some existential ideas. Like if we're talking about evolution is a really good example. You know how far that goes? You know what the implications of that are? Like our behavior is so similar to like the behavior of like microscopic germs and stuff like that it's like you can see all the behaviors and every other thing we can explore. We see those behaviors in humans, and the implications of that become really, really terrifying after a while. And if you don't know how to communicate to people that everything is completely fine and it's all okay before they get to that point, you can create hysteria. You create a dangerous reaction in large groups of people. And a lot of people have had to detach themselves from like ideas like that. You see a lot of people that are already ready to like immediately detach themselves from things and say it's not that deep, it's not that serious. And I think that in itself is kind of a problem because it's like while it's healthy to be able to detach yourself from things, I think there's too much of a detachment that it prevents us from actually like having real discussions about certain problems. Art. I don't know what to say anymore. I have an idea in my head, but I don't know how to segue.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else.
Like I think the goal of art for the most part should be to like what I just said about people who go ahead of the curve and like try to see what ideas seem to be coming up and try to figure out how to communicate those ideas to people. You ever study like quantum mechanics and stuff like that? Like Schrodinger's mini world interpretation, like
atoms and shit, like the quantum physics.
Quantum physics is the same.
I didn't know that.
It actually
Really?
music theory and quantum physics is exactly the same.
I didn't know that. I was not aware of that. I haven't really looked into music theory that much. I mean, I listened to a couple of seminars on it, but I didn't want to actually pay for an education.
You go to college though, right?
I am enrolled as of now. Whether I go or not, I mean, it's been really tough because of the internet here. It's been really tough to like do anything with the internet here.
Sucks.
Which, oh, by the way, I didn't break it. I want that to be extremely clear. It was broken when we got. I didn't listen.
And so you made the decision to press that reset button.
Why would I?
It's back to normal again. But.
No.
Okay.
No. Will would tell me to come over here and produce, like, oh, bring your shit over here. Produce music over here, you know? Edit over here. I come here, I open YouTube. Internet, now connected. I'm like, what the hell?
And you told me when you got here, you said the internet goes out sometimes. So obviously I didn't do anything.
No. When you press that reset button, it was out for days. But then until like we did some shit again.
Yeah, it's been coming back on regularly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, no, my biggest focus, I want to say this last thing about art. I think it's really important for there to be a group of people who are kind of like, I won't say scientists, but who have kind of that same role as scientists of like trying to find a way to overcome what would be paralyzing concepts to humans.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to overcome what would be concepts that would just completely scatter an individual if they actually needed to have an answer to everything they ever came across. That would completely scatter an individual and just make.
Another thing is with a whole group of people like us, all talented ass people, we all need to really trust each other.
Yeah,
for
no,
this to all
that's
work.
because we're all like eyeballs. We're like all one giant. We're all eyeballs. We're all eyeballs, a part of the same image, and we really got to start respecting the idea that we got to take everybody in. Like, even if it fucking causes conflict sometimes, like, don't fight or nothing like that. But like, you got to be willing to take everybody in, because you're never gonna really be able to see what that image is that's shared between everybody until you start like accepting everyone's information as it is. So I think it really is important for, especially the guys that don't get taken seriously. Like, especially the guys that people, like, to this day, I exist in between a state of, well, really it's because of my parents. I guess my mom's starting to kind of realize it, and my dad somewhat respects it.
What is your relationship with your parents like?
It's pretty decent. I mean, my mom lives in Dallas, and my dad lives in Houston. I guess, I live like an equal distance drive away from both of them.
That's why I'm like confused. Like, are you from Dallas?
Yeah. So, I think it's pretty decent. I mean, it was, regular like teenage stuff, you want to separate yourself from your parents, so conflict occurs and stuff like that. But I think as of now, I'm really getting to the point where I've found a way to communicate everything that I couldn't communicate to them before. So nowadays, the arguments that we would have had in the past are just discussions where I'm just able to kind of better say what I was trying to say in the past. It's that thing of like trying to communicate yourself, and like you only get here before someone has a reaction, so they only understand this, but they can't really figure out what you were trying to say because they didn't take in the whole image. I don't know how to say that.
That's why, like, a lot of people cut other people off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's why you're just supposed to sit, listen, let them finish,
because they're trying to draw a picture for you to see with their words. And if you knock the brush off and say, hey, this is what that is, it's like, no, you don't know what that is. You didn't let them finish painting the picture. Yeah. And so I got good at painting the picture fast, or I got good at either painting the picture fast or painting it in strokes that just kind of keep people wanting to listen the entire time. And doing that, I think it helped my mom understand me a lot more, and I think it helped my father, come to kind of like realize, what he may have misunderstood about me before. And I kind of better understand them nowadays. I mean, like I have no, outside of like petty issues that I think you would have with any family. There's nothing really big anymore. Like, there's nothing big that bothers me with them. Like, I love them to death.
God, you don't know how long I've been wanting this.
Yeah,
like,
this is fun. This whole thing's been fun. I like it a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, out of everybody that I've interviewed before, I mean, they're all cool people, but I feel like you stand out a lot because
don't make enemies for me, bro.
Fuck. Y'all have any questions? Like,
Yeah, dude.
No.
okay, yeah. What's a question?
Fuck off, bro. Oh my god, get off of me, shit. Sorry. Okay, look. Give me a second to think. All right.
Ask him something that you would want to know more about.
That I would want to know more. I guess you don't like your first names, and I want to know why. The Leonard, Diamond, and Gino fucking Greco Hennessy. Those are cool names, and I would have gone with them. I like them a lot. Elile's fucking awesome. It has an amazing
I like
meaning.
Kindle the most though. That one hits in my heart most.
Yeah.
I like
Greco.
for the aesthetic value of both of those. It sounds. God damn, fuck. It just sounds aesthetically pleasing. It sounds like you could hear like Jimmy Kimmel announce that shit for a performance. You know what I mean? But I understand. Like I could put the fucking what do you call it, connotation on why you would want to go away from those names.
Yeah.
Just with how you've lived and how you want to live now.
Yeah. All those times. Wait, hold on.
Give him back the mic. Yeah.
All those names remind me of times where like I wasn't entirely, I always got accused of thinking I knew more than I did, and I won't say that wasn't ever true at some point, but I feel like it was I feel like it wasn't really acknowledged when I was younger how much of an effort I made to figure things out on my own. The reason that I always tried to have my own understanding was because I knew I didn't know everything. Like, it was because I knew I didn't know everything that I was always trying to figure everything out for myself. Because it was terrifying. Like, you come out, right? And everyone's like, hey, we don't know everything. But also, if you don't get this shit right, your life's gonna suck. And it was like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do?
So that's why you were so interested in learning.
Bro,
and
it was
making
like,
sure
bro, fucking 12 years old, all of a sudden everyone's all like, oh, you're 12 years old now. You're not, life's not going to be the way you want it to be. And it was like, well, shit, you didn't let me know that. Like, I didn't know that was going to happen. What am I supposed to do now? Well, and so it was like, well, fuck, I got to figure out, I took really big risk. I really trust in my own method of figuring things out for myself. I really trust in it. And it's helped me really gain a better ability to communicate. I feel like I'm proud of myself as far as what I've accomplished on the piano, and I feel like I'm gonna accomplish way more.
You can always do better with time.
Yeah, of course. But that's something that's already gonna happen, in my opinion. Like I know how I am, and I know that 3 days can feel like a long time for some reason. Like, especially when you don't do anything for 3 days, it can feel like you haven't done shit in forever.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah, and it's really unfair because it's like in those moments you're perpetualizing this feeling as if you haven't ever done any work ever. Like, for some reason,
bro, I can edit for like 10 hours and I get back on the couch and I'm watching TV for
and it
like
just
maybe
feels
30
like
minutes
shit.
and I'm like, dude, I feel like doing this shit.
It's so horrible. And I used to hate that, but I really enjoy it now because it really shows that there's something basic in us that just pushes us back towards doing the things we need to do. And
it's like, don't work, depression, work, but you feel happy.
Yeah, because it's like it's better to be proud of what you finished, than it is to not feel bad for what you haven't.
What is your favorite project that you have made? I'm curious.
I am really proud of The Right to Exist. Ramen Jazz, I really enjoyed a lot. Ramen Jazz was a good one. It's a project about. I told you about that girl that I liked in high school. I won't say her name because I don't want anyone to feel awkward. But like I said, she was a really cool girl. I feel really bad that I didn't really have the confidence to really kind of push through all the awkwardness of everything. And this project, I went back to the area where I used to live. And it just reminded me all about her. And I guess I've been kind of like avoidant. Like, I didn't want to really address my feelings about her. But being around the area and it was weird because life was being a dick to me, bro. Like, everywhere I looked, things reminded me of her, and it was really unfair because I was like, bro, I'm not trying to be weird. I haven't seen this girl, and like, I barely know this girl. Like she's completely a different person now, but life keeps making me think about her, and I was like, bro, that's like, what? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Because everyone's always like, you gotta trust the signs, you gotta believe in the signs, but it's like, bro, these signs are gonna make me look like a fucking weirdo, bro. Like, I don't want to talk about this.
Like the music. The places that you go, videos, everything. Like, it's just always so many signs like, oh shit, this reminds me of her, this reminds me of her.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that? Have you overcame it yet?
That's what Ramen Jazz was for. I mean, Ramen Jazz was like alright, well, obviously I still have some feelings I just don't want to address. And so I addressed them in Ramen Jazz, which I really love that project. I'm actually very proud of myself. Cause go ahead. I'm very proud of myself because it's like it really helped me kind of put into perspective, how much I didn't know when I was younger, and how immature I was, but not immature in like a childish way, but immature in like a, today I can say some pretty basic things, obviously, that as a kid would have been super perplexing to try and explain to somebody. And, in all honesty, I don't ever want to it's weird. I have these feelings about this girl, but I'm also realistic because life has changed. It's been like years since I've seen her, and I only talked to her like once since then, and it was a very awkward interaction because all I did was apologize, and then she said, "Oh, I didn't even know that was happening," and I was like,
"What the fuck? That's exactly
it was like, bro, life. I trusted you. You said to do this, and then it was like, oh, my bad. Like it was like, oh, we thought it would work, and I was like, well, what the fuck, bro? Because you know how hard it is to explain yourself. Because like these are signs that I've trusted my entire life. Like when life starts putting a concept in my face over and over again, it's like, all right, I know this now. I know this by now. Something's gonna happen with this. I need to do something with this. That's how life communicates with me. It did that with her, And it fucking embarrassed me for the second time. And it was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why do I need to go through that again? Granted, I made a really good project. I'm really proud of the project. Like, it was a good project. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be a weirdo. I don't know where people are in their lives. And I don't want to, like, you know how it is. Like I said, you don't want to impose yourself on anybody else's, reality. You don't want to, you don't want to be the guy that just has so much momentum that it just washes what everybody else had going on. At the same time, it would be cool to see her again and talk to her. At the same time, it would never go the way it goes in my head. It would be awkward. It would be weird. I know how it would be, so I'm not really worried about it. But, I had to be a man at some point and just address my feelings. And, I think there's something very, okay, are we good? Wait, did that record what I just said? Did that record what I just said? Oh, that's not cool. I don't want her to I really hope she doesn't care about me. I kind of hope she doesn't care about me because that would make me feel a lot better about everything.
Okay, is there anything you want to say? Anything else you want to discuss?
I don't know. I can't think of everything.
I don't know, yeah.
God, I could talk about this girl forever. Yeah, honestly, I could go on forever because I have so many feelings. Like.
Keep it going.
Okay. All right. So it's like I don't want her to not care about me, obviously, but it would kind of comfort me to know for sure. Like if I could know for sure that I'm just fucking crazy, if I could just know for sure that she never cared about me, it would just help me. Like the clarity would help. But the thing is I don't get that feeling, and I hate to say that because I don't like making claims that I can't prove. But I just don't get that feeling. And then there's the fact that I chased another girl for like 3 years after I met her. And here, to be fair, okay? No matter how much you like somebody, if things don't work out, you don't sit there and hold yourself on to something that just didn't work. Shit got complicated. Yeah, so things got complicated, Things got very complicated.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, and it was like, you know how it is, bro. I was like at that time, people really started to notice my music, and there would be people coming up to me being like, "Oh my God, this is you. You should keep doing." I don't mean to mock them like that. Jesus Christ, it was a weird experience to have people come up to me and pull up, like they would have my music on their screen, and they would be like, "This is really good. You should keep doing this." I didn't know how to accept that. And I started gaining like a bit of a name before I knew I had a name. And so I would go around, and when I found out, like when I really met this girl, we were in like Algebra 2 or something. I forget what math class it was, but I remember I specifically made a decision against the rest of my family. Like my family, I was in advanced algebra or something like that, and I wanted to get out of it because they were trying to give me 4 hours of homework every night, and I was like, no, that's stupid. Just give me, like, I can pass the test without the homework. But the thing is, the teacher made a fucking point. He was like, oh, well, you're really gonna fail if you don't do the homework, and that was never how any class had worked before. You could just ace all the tests and you would get by. You'd at least get a B. And he was like, nah, this is a class where the homework matters, and also you have 4 hours of it every night. And I was like, nah, I don't want this. And so I dropped out of the class. I tried to pull out of the class. It was a big argument. Like, that was the argument that started everything with my family, especially with my father. That was like the big one that really started to kind of like create that rift, which is a good rift. Like, it's just, we're two separate people. But that was the big one. I made a decision against his approval to get out of that class. And that was the class I got put into instead was the class that I met her in. And yeah. And so it's like this real big thing that I think about, because it was like she came in right after the first time I made like a decision. Like, I confidently made a decision against my dad, even though he was mad at me about it. And I forget what my point was with that. So I told everybody I liked her. I was like, bro, she's fucking gorgeous. She's the coolest. Like, she's one of the coolest people I've ever met. And all of a sudden, bro, you got all these guys that are just coming up to her out of nowhere, bro. And I had never seen it before. And I can't.
Jealous?
Huh?
Did you get jealous?
Fuck yeah, I was like, bro, There's this one kid that I was cool with up until he started to up until he had conversations with her. Like I would like sit there like we were best fucking friends in class, and then I would like look over and he was talking to her, and I would just fucking like want him. Like I would fucking hated him, bro. Like I would be like I
So
remember
that's how you get to hate. That's how that's how you get Elyle to hate somebody.
like it was like I remember one time like I was like passive aggressive and I called him a faggot. Like I was trying to be like we're cool, we're friends, this is what we do. But really I was mad like that he was talking to her. I was really yeah, like and she fucking I did it in front of her and she was like no. And that fucking like broke me. I was like, oh my God.
I don't think girls find that cute or like.
Bro, I felt like a little kid that I got reprimanded. Like I felt gross, bro. And oh man, it's really embarrassing. But like obviously I'm an adult. It's fun to think about that stuff. Like as much as it hurts and as much as it cringes me, it's just like that was the time that I can say I was like very innocently infatuated with a girl. Like I was very like clearly and innocently, like those are the only times that I feel like you know that kind of like love that you look for. That was one of those times that not I don't want to say love, but you know whatever that is, that thing is that you look for. That was one of the times I think I found it and just didn't know how to handle it. So yeah, tell everybody I like her. All these guys start talking to her. Bro, Valentine's Day came up. Bro, she made a point.
What made her so, sorry to cut you off, but what made her so different from all the other girls?
I don't know. I can't describe it. I literally can't describe it. It was like she
just
was
clicked.
like,
your heart just
bro,
went
it was
towards her.
like, because it was like, so we had conversations, bro. And then it would just be like watching her be her, bro. It was like the coolest shit ever. Because like she, I don't know how to say it, bro, but it was like, it was so fascinating. Like, I don't know how to say it, but it was really adorable. Like, it's weird to say. I don't know how to say it, but it was like I could watch her all day. In a non hold on, wait a minute. It was like I could watch her all day and be invested and entertained the entire time. Like
that's yeah. That's a good kind of attraction. A lot of songs that I've heard, it's like I can sit and listen to. I just want to sit and like listen to you all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day came up, and this was after I'd already messed everything up. Like, I had been really awkward, asked her out on a date, was so fucking pathetic. I was
What'd she
so
say?
pathetic. She was down, but the entire time I kept being like, you don't really want to go on a date with me, do you? And yeah. Oh my God. So I fucked everything up. I ghosted her. I forgot about this. I thought she ghosted me. I ghosted her and pretty much just stopped talking to her because I just made the assumption, like I decided for her that she didn't like me. And so I stopped talking to her. And then like Valentine's Day comes around, and this is like after it's awkward. Every time we're in math class, I avoid her, but I can't help fucking like keeping up with where she is in the room. And Valentine's Day comes up, we talk again, and she's got all these cards from all these guys. And I remember I was just like so fucking, I wasn't livid, but I was just like, gee, what am I supposed to do here? Like, you got me in a tough position. And I, to this day, it took me like, someone brought it to my attention like a month ago. I was talking to someone about it a month ago. She had all these Valentine's cards from other guys, and she made a point to let me know she had them. And
if she were watching this, and she probably knows who you're talking about.
No, I guarantee you she doesn't care. Like, I think she's too cool to care about. Like, she's way too cool to be keeping up with me nowadays.
Is she one of those, was she that one girl that you talked about in one of your discussions on SoundCloud that you should like have
Please
a
don't
girl
say anything
smarter than
bad,
you so
please.
you could constantly learn more?
Oh, yeah, bro, no. When it comes to shit, I think she was way smarter than me. Like, I think she
was that girl.
Like, I think she was like, how do I say that? Not smarter than me. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Okay, wait a minute. I think she had way more common sense than I did. I think that there were things that I just didn't understand about life. Oh, sorry. There were just things that I didn't understand about life that, like, I felt like she just naturally exposed me to. But wait, let me finish the story. She has these Valentine's Day cards, and the entire time I'm thinking like, all right, well, you're here to rub it in. You're here to let me know I lost. All right, thank you. A month ago, I was telling the same story, and it turns out a girl brought this to my attention. It seems like I was an idiot back then because I was told that the only reason she did that was because she wanted to see if I had gotten her anything for Valentine's Day. And
that's the type of shit girls do.
Yeah, and me, I was like, well, fucking Christ, like I didn't know that. I thought she was just like, bullying me at that point. Like I genuinely thought she was just like either bullying me or she was just so oblivious to how I felt that it was just like, well, shit, I can't do anything about that. Like she isn't even aware. But like having it be put into that perspective really fucks with my head, because I remember I went back to Houston. Like I went back to Houston a couple of years ago. Like 2020, I went back to Houston, early 2020. And that was kind of during COVID and stuff.
Okay.
I leave my dad's house. I go off homeless for a little bit. Then I move in with this family. We have this barter agreement. A friend of mine actually hosted a GoFundMe against my permission, which I really didn't like that. I'm really grateful for all the people that helped out, but I really didn't like that. I guess I care too much about my image to ask for help like that.
You're a black guy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that's your love life.
Well,
somewhat like somebody that you actually like genuinely.
Oh wait,
love.
the story's not finished. So
Oh.
yeah, no, it goes on for quite some time. So this guy just randomly sends me a screenshot of her asking about me.
What?
And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I thought this girl didn't care about my existence. Sorry, I'm getting my drink. And so I straight up just like, I think like, what could I do, right? And I'm trying to make her look cool. Like because I fucking heard some pretty fucked up rumors and I never believed them, because I was like, she's cool as fuck. She wouldn't do that shit. And it was like, I had this image of her in my head as this really cool chick who was just always too busy and too occupied with being a really cool person, like to care about these kinds of things. So I tried to kind of steer a story that was like, you know, she ghosted me because she's that cool. Like, she ghosted me. I'm the lame one compared to her. And I think accidentally I may have presented her as being somewhat of a bad guy in that sense. And I never meant to do that. But yeah, like, it's been really confusing because that screenshot of her asking about me, years after I talked to her and after I had already just given up hope, it was like, well, Jesus, man, like, what does that mean? And then everyone putting all that stuff into perspective, it's like, you know, it would really, you know, it's one thing to like a girl and she doesn't like you back. It's another thing to like a girl and she likes you back and you're just a fucking moron. Like, there's just like huge...
The way you are with learning and stuff, I don't think at that time you knew how really girls were.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so, you know, you're just learning, but now you're just trying to get laid, but you only...
Well, I'm trying to get laid, obviously, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to have somebody that, like...
Hey, to all the girls, check out his Tinder. He hasn't been getting much matches lately. You know?
That's a fucking... All right, you're a dick for that.
Yeah, I know.
I got
it's hard to make you
three
attractive,
matches. I got 3 matches, and quit saying that phrase. I got 3 matches. I have 6 likes. Okay, I just gotta find the girls that like me. Yeah, I got. So technically, I have 9 opportunities. All right, I have 9 opportunities. I just haven't matched with 6 of them. I put up 5.
Okay.
I put up 5 fingers, but
let's I guess outro.
Huh?
Outro.
Yeah, I guess we should do an outro.
All right. Well, everybody, that was the Elyle interview. Obviously, I'm gonna add other clips and stuff, but go ahead and say your goodbyes.
Bye.
Adios.
I love you.
Love you.
Adios.
That was it?
I have to fart right now.
Let it rip on the mic.
I got really good at farting quietly as a kid, and I saw.
Oh yeah. You just sit there. You spread your ass cheeks and then you just let it rip.